All right, I'm just going to go ahead and do this now, but following along with the previous video where we did give all to give ourselves all the weapons in the game. Where we did SFUs ignore ammo like in Nazi Zombies to allow ourselves to have infinite ammo. I also want to go ahead and do the give all command. So that way it'll give us all the weapons that we have in the game and give them to our player. So gonna go ahead and just close all of that. Going to our Nazi Zombie game state.h. What I want to do is go ahead and go to where we have our previous console command. I'm going to copy it. Well, not copy. There we go. It's going to be a U function. Type execute. I'm going to do void give all. And create the implementation. I'm going to do as usual. That has authority check. So, and if we're not the server, it'll print you are not the server. So from here, that's pretty much it. But what we want to do is we want to have some sort of array to allow us to pretty much loop through and add the weapons that we want to the player. I'm going to go ahead and create that array. Do it right here. It's going to be uProperty, edit anywhere. It's going to be a T array of, oh, it's going to, yeah, T array, T subclass of the class A weapon base. I call it give all weapons. I kind of want to give this the category, so I'm going to go to just my weapon base.cpp or .h, copy the categories that I'm putting all the other stuff in. So Nazi zombie settings, I'm going to put that in for the category. Now what I want to do, go through, I want to loop through. I'm going to do for loop. So we're going to do for, let me include a weapon base. Nazi zombie equals weapon base.h for a weapon base weapon. Wait, no. The for U class. Let's see. Maybe I'm kind of brain dead. I know we just did this in our mystery box. So mystery box begin play. Okay, yeah, it's U class. So for U class, weapon class inside, or U class inside, a give all weapons. I change it to give all weapons classes. We want to spawn the weapon. So along with what we did here, if we can spawn it, we go through and we add it to the box, but instead we want to add it to the player that did the command. So we're going to do if a weapon base weapon equals get world spawn actor. It's going to be template, so a weapon base weapon class. Now we want to set some parameters to it. So we want to get the first player. So we're going to do is if a Nazi zombie character player equals u gameplay statics. Gotta include the header. The header is pasted in the wrong spot. It's Kismet / gameplay statics. We're going to u gameplay statics. Get player character. It's going to be get world. The index is going to be 0. So if that player is valid, we need to cast it actually to a Nazi zombie character. And thankfully cast do a null pointer check so it's safe there. So we do cast a Nazi zombie character from u gameplay statics. I gotta type that in again. So we're gonna get the first player character, cast it to a Nazi zombie character, put inside a player, and if it's all valid, everything inside the if statement should run. I'll go ahead and paste this back in. So here we can also do a check and see if we have all the weapons. If we do, we can ignore this, but I'm going to skip that just for now. So we want to set the owner. We want to set the spawn parameters, just like we do over here. So whenever we actually grab the weapon, grab weapon, we create some spawn parameters, and the player that we're trying to set or give the weapon to, we give as the owner. And that's what allows us to do things like shoot and all that based off of how we have it set up. What we're going to do is create some spawn parameters, set the owner to equal the player, set, or we're going to pass in the spawn params as a parameter to our spawn actor. What are you complaining about? Not including, nope, I need to include player Nazi zombie character.h. There we go. So now the owner, well, the person who executed this command, the server, is now the owner. Well, actually, it probably would be the owner anyway, since it's spawning them, of the weapon that we're spawning. So if the weapon's valid, we're going to just simply do player, give player weapon, or pass in weapon. It's as simple as that. Then I want to do a quick little check. So let me go to our Nazi zombie character, our .h blind, create a boolean. So bool b as all weapons. By default, this is going to be false. I'm going to put that as false in the constructor. I'm going to create a quick little getter function that returns it. Down to public. Uh, player has all weapons. Just simply going to return B has all weapons. I'm going to actually just change it to has all weapons. It's a simple little line, so I'm going to do force in line. So now I'm going to do a quick little check. So if player has all weapons, we're just simply going to return because we don't need anything else to run. So once this runs, and it's all done, we're going to do player. So we need to create a setter. So we're going to do void set as all weapons. I don't really want to make this removable. Once you, I'm going to stick with it. So I'm just going to make it so it sets it. So set has all weapons, B has all weapons equals true. I'm just going to leave it inside of the header. I'm not too concerned about making the implementation of it in the CPP. New player, set has all weapons. After we give the player all the weapons, should be pretty much good to go. Just do a cancel and recompile real quick. So hopefully that all works out. Got to relaunch the editor. Alrighty. Now let's just hope this actually works. Hoping it does. I tried to make like our entire system kind of like with the wall weapons and stuff like that to really just see like, what do you call it? How things are going to work. So right now we only have the pistol. You give all, nothing. Now let me go to the world outliner again. So we have all that stuff in the mystery box. I'm going to do give all. Thought it would have been in there. Press F8. So these are all inside of the mystery box. Yep. Oh, that's right. We never actually added them to the game state. Duh. So blueprint classes, game. Here's our game state. I don't know why I did that. Here's our give all weapons classes. First element's going to be the M1 carbine. The second one's going to be the STG. Your new blueprint. Oh, so we're going to compile save. Try it again. So give all. Now we have. All right, so we do have an issue. It's technically working, but the problem is how we have our give player weapon function. So let me find it. Give player weapon. So what we're doing is we're pretty much destroying the weapon that's in our current index. We need to figure out a way to ignore that. So what I'm going to do is pass in another parameter here. So where's this at? Already passed it, didn't I? Give player weapon. Second parameter is going to be a boolean. So it's going to be don't replace. So if don't replace is true, well, duh, we don't want to replace it. Bool don't replace. Let's see. Greater than 2 and don't replace is false. We want this to run. So if don't replace is true, we're going to call it in from, that's not the game state, we're going to pass in true because we don't want it to replace, any weapons. Then this is going to run and it's going to simply add it to our weapon array. So now we need to find all other instances where we pass in this function and we call this function and we need to pass in false. So I know the wall weapon .cpp is one of those. So right here, we're going to pass in false. Oops. I know the mystery box as well. That was not the right class. So grab weapon, pass in false. I think it's just those two. So I'm going to let it finish compiling. It's going to fail. Now I'll recompile. Hopefully it succeeds, because I think that's everything. Right. Now let's relaunch the editor, and how long have I been going? 15 minutes, not too bad. There we go. Make sure the still set, which they are. Let's try it again. So give all. Now I have the pistol, the STG, and the M1 carbine. So our GiveAll function worked. So everything's good to go. Let's check out our other console commands. So SF use ignore ammo, pass in 1. And I'd say we are good to go. So now let's just confirm it from with multiple clients. So on the client, it should fail. So GiveAll server. I cannot switch. Go back to the server. GiveAll. GiveAll. There we go. Ah. So it works, but there is a slight issue there. That is, I'll show you here in a second. The weapons are not hidden. So if I do GiveAll, as you can see, the weapon is that it's spawning is not hidden. But that's a pretty simple fix. Head over to gamestate.cpp. Actually, better yet, close. Go to give weapon. So we want to set all the weapons hidden. So give player weapon. Yeah, pass in the weapon. Weapon set, then we call on attach. That function is in our other class. So character base. On rep weapon attach. Okay, we go through current weapon. Weapon is now in hand is true. Go to that definition. Down the editor. So we call set hidden in game. So we're going to go to our game state. And for the weapon that spawned, we're just going to do weapon. Or what was it called? Weapon is now in hand. I'm going to pass in false because it's not, in our hand. So all that's essentially going to do is just hide it for us. And once we call give player weapon, it's going to go through. It should anyways go through and hide the previous weapon. And show whichever one's supposed to be in the hand. Ready? Come on. There we go. Let's see what happens. Give all. Go figure, that did absolutely nothing. So that is something I'm just going to go ahead and not worry about fixing in this video then. But we will do that in, I guess, probably the next one, since it should just be a quick little fix. But anyways, we now have our console command that gives us all of the weapons. So I think that's probably all I'm going to actually do in terms of, cheat code / console commands for this. Because in my opinion, those are probably two of the more main and ones. In the future, I do want to set it up so we cannot use give all if we are playing in an actual match. So what I mean by that is if there's more than, one player in the server, so we're playing with, 2 or more people, I do not want to be able to use the command give all but I do still want to be able to use the command sf_use_ignore_ammo to follow along kind of how it is in World at War, Nazi Zombies. So that'll be relatively simple since we can just count how many players there are in the game state. And if the number is greater than X, well, greater than 1, can perform the command. So anyways, I hope you guys found that useful. And as always, even though I just said that, but if you want to support me and you like what I'm doing, there's a link to my Patreon in the description. And if you have any questions or anything like that, you can also find a link to my Discord server down there below. So, as always, I will see you in the next one.